Trying to shift attention from Obamacare, the president revives his 5-year-old pitch for America to fix the income gap.
We've got more income inequality now than any time since the 1920s because all the profits went to the top 1%. Increased inequality and decreasing mobility pose a fundamental threat to the American dream, our way of life, and what we stand for around the globe.
But what the president left out there of that recent speech is that income inequality has grown faster on his watch than any time in the past 2 decades. Take a look at this. Under President Clinton, the top 1% took home 45% of income gained from the expanding economy back in the 90s, while under President Bush, it climbed to 65%. But under President Obama, the rich took home 121%. Is the American dream really in danger? And if so, from whom? Lee Spieckerman is CEO of Spieckerman Media. Lee, thank you for being with us.
Great to be with you, Mike.
So I want the income gap to shrink as well, but what is this current president doing to making it widen?
Well, where the income gap is most pronounced is Washington, D.C., where incomes are dramatically higher than the nation as a whole. Housing prices have been booming while the rest of America was struggling. And why is that? Because this administration, the Obama administration, has been about stimulating government. And Washington is where all the politicians and bureaucrats and lobbyists live. Meanwhile, the rest of America has had a very tough time, as you pointed out. But this is just changing the subject, as you said at the top of the segment, away from the failings of Obamacare. This is a president, I think, who's afraid of becoming the MySpace of 2014. He just may not be cool anymore, so he's talking to his base. And that's unfortunate because his policies have not only been bad for America as a whole, but they've been particularly bad for his base, for those voters that have been most loyal to him. African Americans, Latinos have done terribly. 36% youth unemployment among African Americans. There's literally nothing you can point to that this president has done for his core and most loyal supporters, never mind the rest of the country.
Lee,
so when we talk about income inequality, it's very pronounced there.
Let's talk about that gap between the rich and the poor. And you have to do this pretty quickly here, about 30 seconds. Is there any way government can help that shrink, the gap?
Well, first of all, when you have massive federal deficits that the Federal Reserve is using $1 trillion a year of money out of thin air to help finance. That is very bad because that drives down interest rates and makes the stock market the only alternative for getting any return. So all of the rich people with stocks do incredibly well under that scenario. So they've done very well with President Obama. What you've got to do is encourage companies to hire more people, and that means not scaring them from hiring. It's a big risk to hire people. When you have a health care program that adds costs and a lot of uncertainty, when you have a massive debt, we need a balanced budget amendment to create certainty, because no law passed by Congress is going to restrain spending. Any future Congress can break those caps, and that's always happened. If we have a balanced budget amendment, we're going to create certainty around the world, to the world financial markets. Businesses will know they won't be looking at crushing taxes or further debasement of the dollar years out. That creates the stability and the predictability and the confidence that you have to invest and take the risk hiring people.
Lee, you're making way too much sense.
Don't demonize Walmart and people that hire.
Exactly.
Encourage them, tell them they're doing something good.
Lee, thanks so much. I appreciate you being here on this Saturday morning.
You're welcome, Mike.
Next up on the rundown here.